everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my update on my Eyeshadow Project Pan. I am revamping this project, so I'm going to get into it all, but I will be talking about all the eyeshadows that have currently been in my project so far, my progress on them, how many times I've used them, etc. So if that sounds good to you, if you like project panning content, then make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's just get started talking about the changes to this series. All right, so this is like a newer series to my channel, and I've been struggling a little bit on how to make it work for me. So originally I was pulling in 4 single shadows, 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, and recently I decided to pull in an extra potted shadow, and I had a usage on them of 30 uses per matte and then 20 uses per shimmer. I was updating this every other month because I am a little bit of a slow panner, and the goal was not to hit pan. The goal's never been to hit pan. The goal is to just get some use out of my singles. However, like, I've just been not struggling because I was rolling out shades, but struggling in the sense of like, I still feel like I'm neglecting my single shadows. And at the end of the day, I want this series, I want this project to be about learning more of my single shadows because they're not something that I reach for on an everyday basis, and really pushing myself to using them, as well as, you know, kind of just going through them, if I'm being honest, like finding out which ones I like, which ones I don't, and getting rid of the ones that I don't love. So now this project is not going to be called Pan Those Eyeshadows. I found that kind of title to be misleading anyways because I wasn't panning eyeshadows. It's going to be Project 10 Uses. Now, normally I see people when they do this project, they're rolling in a bunch of different things, but mine's going to be Project 10 Uses solely on single shadows. I'm sorry if I switch this up so often. I'm hoping now I can like really nail down what I want this project to be, and I think that that's gonna help me a lot. So starting today, I will be having a goal of using every shadow 10 times, and then I'll be rolling out. I'll be updating this series every month because I think 10 uses, you know, it's a challenge, but you know, it's also a little bit easier than maybe 30 uses per matte. So I will keep the same amount of shades, 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, and then 1 potted shadow. So because of that, I have a lot of rollouts today since I'm kind of switching it up. So now that I've like gone over all the changes, let's actually get into my progress and the color story. Here is what the singles look like, and then here's the potted one. And let me also just show you on the back of my hand here. So this was the color story that I was working with. We're just gonna go shade by shade here. I'm gonna start with the mattes. So the first one that I have is Give Me Glow, and this is Retro Beige. So I use this, let's see, I had 21 previous uses as of my last update. So I was trying to hit that 30 mark, and I used it 5 more times in this past month in June. So that brought me to a total of 26 uses. Now, because my usage goal is changing, this will be rolling out. I didn't make the 30, but I did make the 10. So I am gonna roll this out for 26 uses. Can't see a lot in there. I do like this shade. I've grown to like it. I will keep this in my collection. It's a very interesting shade. Like, it says Retro Beige, but it's not a beige. It's like a very light, buildable khaki army green. I quite like it. It gives something different to my eye looks. It's definitely like more on the cool tone side, so it went well with a lot of my cool tone looks. And I quite like this shadow, but it's gonna be rolling out and I'm gonna be replacing it. And then the next one that I have is Sydney Grace Beyond. So that is this one here. I had 20 previous uses, and I went to town on this eyeshadow. I used it another 16 times in June, bringing me to 36 total uses. So this would have rolled out regardless of the new switches, but this is just an easy bread and butter shade to use. I mean, I use this as eyeliner basically not every time I did an eye look, but I did it very often. A lot of the times I would even just use this on like really lazy days. I would put in like my bronzer in the crease, and then I would kind of wing this out as like a shadow liner and call it a day. So, you know, still for 36 uses, again, like this is why I'm not trying to hit pan on products, because you can see like a little dip where I pinpointed my eyeliner brush, but that's about it. So this shade is also going to be rolling out, and I'm super happy about it. It's like a nice, definitely like more of a cool tone neutral brown. It has like some hints of purple in there, some plumminess. It's a very unique brown if like you're really analyzing browns, and I quite like it. I quite like that shade, and I like the tone. Moving on to my next Sydney Grace, we're now going to go into the shimmers. I have Sydney Grace Ladies Dancing. I have struggled with this shade, and as beautiful as it looks, it's a duochrome. I think you can see it. It kind of flips to blue here, but for some reason, I just had a hard time using this. I felt like it wasn't flattering on my skin tone, and I had, let's see, I had 7 previous uses. Now 5 of those uses was as a nail polish. I tried doing like the eyeshadow as nail polish method. I hate it, and quite honestly, I have so much nail polish, I don't need to be using eyeshadow as nail polish. I just didn't like the look. It was so thin on the nails and really just showed every flaw that my nail had. But I had 7 previous uses, and in June I used it 4 additional times for a total of 11 times. And I will be decluttering this. I don't think anyone's surprised if you've been watching this series. I talked about it the very first update when I had, I think, 1 or 2 uses on it about decluttering it. It's just not the shade for me. And when I used it those 4 additional times, I always layered it. And there's no point in me keeping a shade to layer. Like, I'd rather just find the shade that I like and only use 1 shade rather than layering it. So I am going to declutter this, and that's what makes me excited about this new method of like maybe curating my single collection a little bit more. And this is also like a good reminder. This update's going to be going up around the Sydney Grace Christmas and July sale. I have a lot of Sydney Grace singles, and this is the reason why I shouldn't just be buying Sydney Grace singles all willy-nilly, because I got into like a collect them all kind of mentality, and then I have shades I just don't even like and don't even get use out of. So that one will be rolling out since I hit 11 uses. I hit the 10 mark. It's going to declutter. I didn't hit my 20, my old goal, but we hit the new goal. So that's all that matters today. Now, the next shimmer I have in my single is another Give Me Glow. The most shadows, like single shadows I have for sure, Sydney Grace and Give Me Glow. So those get pulled in a lot. And this is the shade Not You Next. It's a foiled shadow, and my God, is it foiled. It is so metallic. You do not need that much. I mean, really, like, I'm just gonna tap and show you like how pigmented, like, I mean, that wasn't a lot, but I just tapped my finger in there. Like, that'll cover my entire eye. So you do not need a lot of this. This will last me a while, but I had 4 previous uses on this, and I used it an additional 3 times, bringing my total up to 7. So this is going to stay in the project. I still have 3 more uses left to go on this. I think I can get that done in the next update. I am wearing it today. Again, like, this is a shadow that I layer. I need to, in those 3 uses, really decide if this is a shadow I want to keep. I like it better than Ladies Dancing. Like, it's a very good holiday cranberry shade, but would someone else like get better use out of this? Like, my sister-in-law has been asking for eyeshadow from me. I asked her what she would like if I was going to declutter something. Eyeshadow was her number 1. So like, would she get better use out of this? That's kind of what's in the back of my head. And I don't know. I'm going to spend the next 3 uses just figuring that out. And then last update, I finally decided to start rolling in my single potted shadows, because I was going to roll them in if they came up as a bonus. They weren't getting pulled up as a bonus, so I decided that's it. We're just gonna have 5 shadows at all time to work on. So the first one that got pulled in is one of my Colourpop Supershock shadows. This is the shade Social BB, and this was part of their Lavish collection, which I did not like. This one's pretty dark here. I decluttered that palette actually, and then here's the swatch of it. It's just like more blue, less purple than I was wanting. I don't know. I am wearing this today. I've been using it actually not as an all over lid color, but using it with a fluffy, just small crease brush and kind of using it to deepen up the outer corner. I've actually been enjoying that look and not layering it. So this is one I was thinking I was going to declutter, but I think I actually might keep it. I only have 3 uses on it so far, so I have 7 uses left to go, which I don't want to say I'll have that done by the next update because that is a little bit higher. It might take me 2 months. This is not like, if it was a neutral, I'd say 7 uses, no problem. But since it's a little bit more of a unique color, depending on what we roll in, it might last 2 months. We'll see. I have been liking this though. This is one that would probably have just gone unused in my collection had I not rolled it in. So I'm happy that it's getting some love. So out of the 5, I'm rolling out 3, 2 mattes and 1 shimmer. The single's gonna say, and then the Sydney Grace Not You next. So I am gonna pull up my Tiny Decisions app and we're gonna pull 2 mattes and 1 shimmer. All right, here is my Tiny Decisions app for my matte shadows. I'm actually gonna try a new method and screen record it instead of showing you. That way I can see the shadow right away. So let me pop up the wheel and we're gonna spin here. All right, so the first one is gonna be Cream Please from Give Me Glow. I'm assuming that's gonna be some kind of cream. And then the second one is going to be Sagittarius from Colourpop. That is one of my potted ones. Okay, I gotta re-roll that because that is in the wrong wheel. So let me re-roll. No Filter from Give Me Glow. I have no idea what that one looks like off the top of my head. So we have Cream Please and No Filter from Give Me Glow. Let me now pull up my shimmer shadows and we're gonna pull 1 from there. I have a ton, as you can see, the wheel is full. Halo from Give Me Glow. Okay, it's going to be a Give Me Glow month. Let me go pull those shadows and I will show you the new Colorstory. I found my shadows, so let's go over them. Here is what my new Colorstory is looking like, along with my single. I would like to say that the panning gods are on my side. However, I just own a lot of neutrals, so the odds are that I kind of get a neutral or some kind of purple shade. So let's go over them. Here are the swatches. So this first one here, this one is Give Me Glow Cream Please. So I think honestly I'll have this out in the next update. Easy shade to use, like hands down. I can use it to set my eyeshadow. I can use it to like blend out the corners of like my shadow if it gets a little bit too dark for me. If I don't have this done in 10 uses, like have my 10 uses in the next month, what I'm trying to say, then you can come across the screen and slap me because I shouldn't be making panning videos if I can't use this 10 times. This shade here, No Filter, kind of like a really pretty cool toned plummy shade. That's this one here. Really excited. I think it'll help me use this shade that has so much warmth in it and kind of bring some coolness into the look. So I'm happy that I pulled that one in. This one here is Give Me Glow Halo, which is this swatch here. Has like a very like a yellow gold flip to it, pretty icy. It'll be perfect in the inner corner. I think for sure I'll have that one out by the next update. So feeling good so far. And then here's just one of the rollovers. So Give Me Glow Not You next, that cranberry shade. And then my single Colourpop Social BB. I'm pretty happy with this Colorstory. I think had I not already had previous uses on this one and this one, I wouldn't have them rolled out, but I'm gonna try really hard for July to just have a complete reset. I think that that's absolutely doable. On this shade, I just need 3 more uses, and this one I need 7. So at least this one will be out. I'll definitely at least have, I think, all 4 of those out because I'll pair these 2 together. But those are my new color stories. Let me know down below what you think of the changes, if you like the title of it. I know Project 10 Uses is a pretty common project. I just haven't seen anyone who does it solely on their single shadows. So let me know if that's all right with everyone in the panning community. I think that it's gonna be a lot more fun and motivating for me, which is what matters. These videos help motivate me to get some use out of some parts of the collection, of my collection, that I ignore. So that's all that I have for you today. That's my update. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.